Let me ask you something. Is there something you have been waiting on for so long that you have started to wonder if it is ever actually going to come? A prayer that feels like it hit the ceiling, a season that has gone on longer than you planned, a dream that still has no evidence of arriving. I see you, and I need you to stay, because it is Trust Thursday, and today we are going to speak directly to the part of you that has been white-knuckling through uncertainty and give it permission to finally let go. Say every word like someone who has decided to trust and mean it. I trust the process even when I cannot see the full picture. Faith does not require a complete map. I release the need to control every outcome and surrender to the God who holds every detail. What I cannot figure out, I trust that something greater than me already has figured out. I trust that every closed door has protected me from something I was not ready to handle. Trusting the process is not passive, it is one of the most active and courageous things I do. I release anxiety about the timeline and replace it with peace about the destination. I trust my own journey. It does not need to look like anyone else's to be valid and right. I have a track record of surviving everything that came before this, and that is enough to trust what comes next. The waiting is not wasted. It is working something in me that only time and trust can produce. I trust that the right people, the right opportunities, and the right timing are all moving toward me. When I cannot trace God's hand, I choose to trust His heart, and that is always enough. I release every need for answers right now and rest in the truth that I am guided. What looks like a delay from where I am standing looks like divine preparation from where God is standing. I trust that what is mine cannot miss me. It has my name on it, and it is already in motion. I am at peace with uncertainty because I know the one who holds every uncertain thing in His hands. Trust is not blindness. It is choosing to stand on what I know when I cannot see what I don't know. I stop rehearsing the worst-case scenario and start trusting the God of every best possible outcome. I trust my instincts. They have been shaped by experience, prayer, and discernment I have earned. Every season that required me to trust without seeing has produced the most beautiful chapters of my story. I release what I cannot control today and pour my energy into what I can. I trust that my breakthrough is not canceled. It is simply being perfected before it arrives. I do not need to understand everything to move forward. I only need to trust the next step. The version of me on the other side of this season will look back and see exactly why the process took this long. I trust the slow answers as much as the fast ones because both come from the same faithful source. Peace is available to me right now, not when things are resolved, but while they are still unfolding. I choose to believe the best about my future, even when the present feels uncertain and unclear. I trust that the seeds I have sown in faith are producing a harvest I cannot yet see. Surrender is not defeat. It is the moment I stop fighting the current and start trusting the river. My trust in God does not fluctuate with my circumstances. It is anchored in who He has always been. I trust completely. The plan, the pace, the process, and the promise, all of it fully and finally. I manifest a peace so settled and so deep that uncertainty simply cannot shake it. I manifest the full release of every burden I have been carrying that was never mine to hold. I manifest a heart that surrenders easily, not because I have given up, but because I trust completely. I manifest divine clarity arriving exactly when I need it, not a moment too early or too late. I manifest the end of anxious waiting and the beginning of faithful, expectant resting. I manifest that what I have been trusting God for is already done in the spiritual before it manifests in the natural. I manifest a testimony so rich with trust and breakthrough that it strengthens everyone who hears it. I manifest the courage to let go of the plans I made and embrace the plan that was made for me. I manifest the healing of every place in me that was wounded by a season that did not go as I expected. I manifest that the things I have surrendered return to me transformed and better than I originally imagined. I manifest the complete removal of every spirit of fear that masquerades as wisdom and keeps me paralyzed. I manifest trust as my default response in God, in myself, and in the process. I manifest that this season of waiting becomes a season I am grateful for when I look back. I manifest the grace to hold unanswered questions without letting them steal my joy. I manifest a supernatural calm that settles over every area of my life that feels turbulent right now. I manifest that the right doors open at the right moment, and I am positioned to walk through every one. I manifest the ability to trust God's timing completely, even when it contradicts my own preferences. I manifest that every step I am taking in faith right now is accumulating into something extraordinary. I manifest the restoration of hope in the area I have been quietly losing faith about. I manifest a spirit that does not need to see proof before it chooses to believe. I manifest that the delay I have been living through has been adding layers of depth, character, and readiness. I manifest that everything I am waiting for arrives in its fullness, not a partial blessing, but a complete one. I manifest the strength to keep standing on what I know, even when everything I feel tempts me to doubt. I manifest that God's faithfulness in my past becomes the foundation of my trust for my future. I manifest the end of striving and the beginning of resting in the assurance that I am already held. I manifest that every person watching my life will see what it looks like to trust and be rewarded for it. I manifest a relationship with God so intimate and so real that trust feels less like a discipline and more like a reflex. I manifest that what I release today creates space for something far greater to arrive. I manifest the unwavering knowing that everything is working together for my good, always. I manifest a life defined by trust, not by perfect circumstances, but by an unshakable, unbreakable faith. You just did something that takes real strength. You chose trust. Not because everything is resolved, not because all your questions have answers, but because you have decided that peace is worth more than control. Carry that with you into the rest of this Thursday. When the anxiety tries to creep back in, and it might, come back to what you just declared, because you spoke it, and spoken words hold ground. You are held, you are guided, and everything that is yours is still coming. Subscribe to Daily Affirmations and Manifestations. Every day, this community shows up together, speaking peace over uncertainty, declaring faith over fear, and choosing trust even when trust is the hardest thing in the room. You do not have to carry what comes next alone. Subscribe and let this community be your anchor every morning. Like this video and be a steady hand for someone else in a waiting season. Comment, "I trust the process. I trust the plan. I trust God." Anchor it one more time. Share with someone who is in a waiting season and needs to hear this today. The things worth having are always worth the trust they require. Keep trusting.
The harvest is closer than it looks.